My name is Jack Critchlow and I am a 19-year-old singer-songwriter and producer, originally from North Yorkshire but now based at the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester. I'm mainly a pop and indie pop styled artist, and you can check out my music, Runaway, and my latest single, I Get Drunk, available on all streaming sites now. So my latest song, I Get Drunk, tells an interesting story between a couple after they've had an argument and they're both trying to deal with it, and one of them decides they're going to go out and get drunk whilst the other decides they're going to stay in and deal with it by themselves. And it tells both sides of the story and how they feel about each other and how they feel about the situation and how they feel about how the others dealt with it. And you can hear the frustration in both their voices, but also the feeling that they have for each other. So it's an interesting story and it's told through a sort of a cool pop funk sort of vibe. So I wrote the song back in September during my second week at RNCM. It started out late at night where I was with a friend, Jack Cox, and I played him this guitar part that I'd written, and we collaborated on the first verse and chorus lyrics and melodies. And we initially never really thought much about it, but then when I listened to it the next day, I thought it sounded really cool, and I got a message from Emma, who lived above me in my student halls, saying, "Oh, I can hear that song that you're making, it sounds really cool. Do you need anyone to sing on it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I wrote the second verse for her, and she came down and sang it and nailed it first time, obviously, because she's great. And then I wrote a bridge, I produced it, I recorded all the parts for it, and then about 6 months later, here we are, and I've released the track. The recording process was great. It was really good fun. It was mainly me. I got my bass player Dan on the bass in the end because he's a very, very good bass player, and you can hear his effects and his really cool licks in particularly in the final chorus of the song. But it was very relaxed. It was never anything too intense. I just put what I felt natural. It's pretty simple production and recording, nothing particularly difficult, but it's a really cool vibe, I think, and it's a pretty catchy chorus, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. So this, like all my music, was a bedroom job, all done within the four walls of my student accommodation. You can hear my guitar playing, my keyboard playing, my singing, obviously. It's only Dan who's the only other musician on it, and yeah, it's really nice. You can hear that sort of bedroom vibe to it, and thank you to my friend Louis, who's helped with the mixing and mastering of it. Really talented guy, and he helped mix and master my last song as well. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to produce high quality stuff within the walls of your bedroom, and it shows promise for the future of music and the future of my music as well. So as I said, the song started out when I was with my friend Jack and I played him this guitar part that I'd written, and we were like, okay, let's start a song. And we came up with this idea of going and getting drunk and how that affects your relationship. And we literally spent about an hour on the song, and that was it. And then we did the first verse and chorus, and then I listened to it the next day and thought it was really cool. And then that's when Emma came in, and she's great to work with, and I was so glad to be on a song with her because she's got a great voice and she's also just a really cool person and a good friend, so it was great to get her on. And then working with Louis, I played him the track, and as I said, he'd worked with me with my last single, Runaway. He's a really good producer, but really good at mixing and mastering as well, so it was great to get his input, and I look forward to continue to working with him in the future. And then finally, Daniel Orchard, who's my bass player in my band, I work with him with my live music, but he's really, really good at playing bass, so it was great to get his style and input onto the bass in the song, and particularly you can hear that in the final chorus. You can hear really cool licks that he does, so it was great to collaborate, and that's what's great about being at music college is there's so many talented people, and it's really important to branch out to people and get some people's help and advice on your music. So yeah, it was great to work with other people. So I think as a musician, playing live is one of the best parts of the job, and I'm lucky to have an incredible band that we formed in October last year. It consists of Sachin Patel on drums, Ruben Haycox on guitar, Connor O'Hara on keys, and Daniel Orchard on bass, who I've already mentioned. And they're really great guys and good friends of mine, which I think is so important in a band dynamic and makes it so much more fun to play live when you get on as a group of people. And playing live is so much fun, especially when it's my own music and seeing how that goes down with people. So we've been lucky to do some great shows so far, and we're really looking forward to upcoming shows and everything that comes in the future. So we started playing live gigs in January. We played at Retro in Manchester. Most of our gigs are based around the Manchester area because obviously we're students there, but we're hoping to branch out in the coming years as my following begins to grow. We've also played Manchester Academy 3, which was a really cool gig, especially to play as my second gig because it's a really established venue. And we have upcoming gigs at 33 Oldham Street in Manchester through Scruff of the Neck. A big thank you to them for having us play. And then also the Fitzgerald in May. I'm playing there twice, on the 21st of May and the 17th of June, featuring special guests, mainly some from my college, but also some from beyond. So as I say, I love playing live, and I'm really looking forward to those gigs and hopefully many more to come in the future. So my songwriting process changes a lot. I don't really have a specific formula that I stick to when I write songs. It usually is just what's natural. I tend to start with the music first and then approach the lyrics second. And I tend to start with either keyboard or guitar, putting down either a melody idea or chord idea, or maybe even sometimes just making a beat and sort of seeing what fits natural over there. But I never really try and stick to one way of writing because otherwise it goes a bit stale and becomes a bit repetitive, and you can find yourself writing quite similar things. So I tend to approach it from different angles every time. And as I say, I start with mainly the music and the production first, because that's when you know you've got something special. And then a lot of the time, melodies and lyric ideas come from the music, and they just come so naturally. Like all the best melodies you hear from so many big artists come to them in seconds because it's just so natural. And that's when you know you've got something special. So that's mainly my songwriting process. I tend not to think too much about it. So I look forward to writing some hopefully great songs in the future. I started writing music when I was 10 or 11, I think. I wrote my first song about leaving primary school. And it's funny looking back and thinking how that song went. I haven't heard that in years. And then I wrote a song about the Syrian refugee crisis when I was 12. Which got some success and got me on BBC Radio and BBC News, and that was a really great experience, and it enabled me to raise money for charity. And that's when I first knew that I'd got some potential here. I could, if I worked hard and I kept working at it, I'd be able to hopefully make a career out of this. And then I carried on doing that through my teenage years, and then when I got about to 16, 17, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to come to the end of school, and then what am I going to do? And I found the Royal Northern College of Music, who do a popular music course, who specialise in production and songwriting and also your instrument. And I knew that would be a great way to support my artist career. That's how I view my studies. It's not my main focus. It's just supporting me as I develop in my career as an artist. And now I'm studying. I'm almost at the end of my first year, and I'm using this time to develop my career as an artist and hopefully allow myself to do this forever. So I plan to keep on writing music. I think that's the main thing, is just to keep on developing as a songwriter and as a producer. Writing with other people and collaborating, I think, is so important. I plan to keep on releasing music. I've released 2 singles now, and I've got 2 more to come before hopefully the release of my EP near to the end of the year. So that's on my mind at the moment. And I also plan to just keep playing live and try and branch out to areas across the country that aren't just Manchester, to try and gain a bigger following. I think that's so important at this stage in my career, is to gain more of a following from different areas in the country, because it's great if you're releasing good music, but if there's no one there to listen to it, then there's no point. And as so many people say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And yeah, so I just plan to carry on pursuing my dream as an artist, and hopefully that'll get me somewhere in the future.
Late nights, getting high, always kissing strangers, drinking wine, red or white, don't know how to change this. Maybe I'm just addicted So baby, just help me fix it, 'cause you're the one that I'm missing. I don't know if you've heard it sober, but you're the one I need. I don't know, we're nearly over. 'Cause I get drunk and I drink more than I can remember. I know it's wrong, oh, it's lonely through trying to find your number. And I never really hit you up, we could get fucked up, yeah. But I know, you'll be waiting in the morning, waiting in the morning.
Late nights, flashing lights through my window, waiting for the time when you decide to make my phone stop ringing. And I don't know, I always answer, always looking for a second chance. But it's better for you if you left me alone, better for me if you never came home. I don't know why you always do this, but it pushes me further away. I don't know if we'll get through this. 'Cause every time you get drunk and you drink more than you can remember, you know it's wrong, always scrolling through trying to find my number. And I don't know why you hit me up, 'cause every time you get fucked up, you know I'll be waiting in the morning.
And I know I was never meant to hurt you, but when I try and show my love, it always causes pain. And I know I was never meant to hurt you, but I promise that I never lied, I always felt the same. With that being said, every time you get drunk and you drink more than you can remember, I know it's wrong, always scrolling through trying to find your number. And I don't know why I hit you up, but every time you get fucked up, yeah, you know I'll be waiting in the morning. You get drunk and you drink more than you can remember. I know it's wrong, always scrolling through trying to find my number. And I don't know why I hit you up, but every time I get fucked up, yeah, you know I'll be waiting in the morning. Nice, cool. Sounded good to me.
Last chorus, but you could probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy?